Sometimes life gets really heavy. And I don't mean just a bad day or a tough week. I mean the kind of heaviness that sits on your chest and refuses to leave. The kind that makes you stare at the ceiling late at night with tears in your eyes, wondering when things will ever get better. Maybe you've lost someone you loved deeply. Maybe your heart's been broken in ways no one else understands. Maybe you're stuck in a job that drains your soul. Or maybe you're dealing with illness, betrayal, loneliness, the kind of pain that no one can see, but it's consuming you inside. And even in that pain, you keep praying, you keep asking, you keep begging Allah in sujood, Ya Allah, please make it stop. But the storm doesn't stop. The pain doesn't go away. And a part of you starts wondering, is Allah listening? My dear brother, my dear sister, have you ever cried in your sajda, thinking, Yalla Allah, I'm at my breaking point? Have you ever looked up at the sky and said, why me? Why this? Have you ever reached a point where you felt like you were being tested more than you could bear? If yes, you're not alone. The Ummah carries so much silent pain. So many hearts are bleeding behind smiling faces. And sadly, we don't talk about it enough. We don't talk about the internal battle, the spiritual exhaustion, the emotional loneliness that so many believers are quietly fighting. But I want you to know something very important today. And please, let these words settle deep in your heart. Positivity in Islam doesn't mean pretending the pain isn't real. It doesn't mean plastering on a smile while you're breaking inside. It doesn't mean suppressing your tears or hiding your fears. True positivity is about knowing that even in the middle of your pain, Allah is with you. That even when the world feels empty, your Rabb has never left you. That even when the answers haven't come yet, His wisdom is at work. Allah says in the Quran, Allah does not burden a soul beyond what it can bear. This is not just a verse to recite. It's a promise, a divine assurance. If you're going through something difficult right now, it's not because you're weak. It's not because Allah wants to punish you. It's because He knows you can carry it with His help, with His guidance. But that doesn't mean it's easy, I know. Sometimes you make dua and it feels like nothing's changing. Sometimes you feel like the more you try to get closer to Allah, the more things fall apart. And shaitan whispers, see, your prayers don't matter. But don't believe that voice. Don't let the pain lie to you. Because the truth is, sometimes the delay is part of the mercy. Sometimes the unanswered dua is the beginning of something greater. Sometimes Allah withholds to protect you or to prepare you or to elevate you. And sometimes the pain itself is the answer. The trial is not punishment, it's purification. You see, in this world, we weren't promised a life without tests. The prophets themselves, the most beloved people to Allah, they were tested more than anyone. They cried, they struggled, they felt sorrow. But what kept them going? Tawakkul, sabr, unshakable faith that no matter how dark it gets, Allah's light will come. So if your heart feels heavy today, if your duas feel unanswered, if you're questioning your worth or your strength or your future, please remember this. You are not broken. You are being rebuilt. You are not abandoned. You are being prepared. And you are not alone. Your Rabb is closer to you than your jugular vein. Stay patient. Stay soft. Keep turning to Him. Keep whispering in the night, even if your voice trembles. Keep walking, even if it's slow, because something beautiful is coming, inshallah. And one day you'll look back at this hardship and you'll realize it wasn't a detour. It was the path. May Allah grant you strength, light, and a heart that always trusts in His plan. Ameen. There is a story in our deen, so powerful, so humbling, so full of mercy that every heart going through hardship needs to hear it. It's the story of one of the greatest examples of sabr, Prophet Ayub. Ayub was not just tested, he was shaken. He didn't just lose a job or a friend, he lost everything. His wealth disappeared. His health deteriorated until he couldn't even move without pain. His body was covered in sores, his flesh wasting away, and one by one his children passed away. Most people abandoned him, even his community distanced themselves out of fear. But one person stayed, his wife, and subhanallah, how she cared for him, loved him, remained loyal to him, even when he had nothing. That's a lesson in itself. But the real beauty of this story isn't just in how much he lost. It's in how he responded to the loss. Not once did Prophet Ayub complain. Not once did he say, "Why me?" He never lost his trust in Allah. He never lost his gratitude. Yes, he cried. Yes, he felt pain. But he knew his Rabb. And he knew that his Rabb hadn't abandoned him. Years passed, not days, not weeks, years. And then, after enduring every kind of hardship, he made a simple, gentle, and deeply powerful dua. Indeed, adversity has touched me, and you are the most merciful of those who show mercy. Look at the beauty in his words. He didn't even ask for healing directly. He didn't say, "Ya Allah, remove this from me." He just stated the truth. "I'm in pain." And he paired it with hope. You are the most merciful. That's the essence of positivity in Islam. Not ignoring the pain, but believing that Allah's mercy is always greater than the pain. And how did Allah respond? So we responded to him and removed the adversity, and we restored his family to him and the like thereof with them, as mercy from us and a reminder for the worshippers. Not only did Allah heal him, He restored everything he lost. And not just restored, Allah doubled it. His wealth returned, his health returned, his children were given back. Some scholars say either through resurrection or through new children. Either way, he was gifted in abundance. This story is not just about patience. It's about how Allah responds to that patience. It's about what happens when you stay loyal to your Lord even when life gets unbearable. You see, most people love Allah when things are going well. But the real test and the real beauty is loving Him when everything's falling apart. And Ayub showed us how that love looks. He didn't fake a smile. He didn't pretend he wasn't suffering. But he held on to one thing, his hope in Allah. And that's what we need today. Because maybe you've lost something too. Maybe your body is hurting, or your heart is breaking, or your soul is tired from a test that seems endless. And maybe people around you are saying, it's been years and nothing's changing. But the story of Ayub reminds us, even if the test is long, Allah's response is near. And maybe, just maybe, your dua is the next to be answered. But even if it's not, even if relief doesn't come in the way you expect, the reward for your sabr is being written right now. Every tear, every sleepless night, every moment you bite your tongue and say, all praise be to Allah, it's not going unnoticed. The Prophet said, the most severely tested people are the prophets, then the next best, then the next best. A man will be tested according to the level of his religious commitment. So, if you're being tested hard, it may be a sign that Allah sees something in you that you don't even see in yourself. A level of faith, a capacity to rise, a heart that can handle what others. Tests are not punishments. They are conversations between you and your Lord. And like Ayub, you don't need to scream or shout to be heard. You don't need fancy words. All you need is a sincere heart and the belief that Ar-Rahman is listening. So make that dua, whisper your pain, tell Allah what hurts, and then trust Him. Because the one who healed Ayub, who brought him back from the edge of life, is the same one who's watching over you right now. Subhanallah. May Allah grant us sabr like Ayub, hearts that remain loyal in hardship and relief that brings tears of gratitude. Ameen. One of the most beautiful truths in our faith is this: your pain is not pointless. It may feel like it. It may seem random, unfair, or even cruel. But in the eyes of Allah, your pain has purpose. You see, when hardship hits, it can do one of two things. It can either break you or it can bring you closer to your Creator. And for the believer, every test, every heartbreak, every hardship is a door. A door that opens the heart to something deeper, something higher, something eternal. Sometimes we don't realize how far we've drifted from Allah until a test brings us to our knees. Sometimes it takes a storm to remind us that our boat was heading in the wrong direction. And sometimes the very thing that hurts you, Allah doesn't test us because He wants to watch us suffer. He tests us to purify us, to raise us, to bring out the best version of us, the version that lives with taqwa, humility, and sincere love for Him. The Prophet said, when Allah wants good for someone, He puts them through tests. Now think about that. Tests aren't punishments, they're opportunities. Opportunities to come back to Allah. Opportunities to cry to Him like never before. Opportunities to realize there is no power and no strength except through Him. You might not have chosen your pain, but Allah did, and He chose it for you with full knowledge of your capacity, your strength, and your future. And sometimes the purpose of the pain is not to change your situation, but to change you, to change your heart, to soften your ego, to remind you who's in control. Let's be honest, when life is good, we often forget. When our bank account is full, when our health is strong, when everything is easy, we get distracted. We delay our salah. We rush our duyas. We fill our days with dunya and we lose the sweetness of our connection with Allah. But then something happens, something that shakes us, something that brings tears to our eyes, pain to our chest, and a desperate need to feel close to Him again. And in that moment, the heart turns back. Sujood becomes longer. Du'as become real. And suddenly, Allah is the center again. That, my brother, that, my sister, is purpose. The Prophet once said something beautiful. No fatigue, no disease, no sorrow, no sadness, no hurt, no distress befalls a Muslim, even if it were the prick he receives from a thorn, but that Allah expiates some of his sins for it. Subhanallah, even the tiniest discomfort, a headache, a paper cut, a moment of sadness, it's not wasted. Your pain is cleaning you, it's prepping you, it's elevating you if you respond with patience and faith. And it's not just about reward in the hereafter. Even in this dunya, hardship brings gifts. You might discover strengths you never knew you had. You might become more empathetic, more humble, more sincere. You might inspire someone else just by how you carry your test with grace. And maybe, just maybe, Allah will bring you closer to Him than you've ever been through the very thing you once begged Him to take away. So if you're walking through pain right now, don't rush to escape it. Sit with it, reflect on it, ask Allah what He's trying to teach you. And most importantly, keep your heart open to Him. Say, Allah, I don't understand, but I trust you. Say, Allah, I'm hurting, but I know you are with me. Say, Allah, I'm lost, guide me back to you. And He will, wallahi, He will. Because the one who put this mountain in your path is the same one who can move it with a single word, be. And it is, He is Al-Latif, He is Ar-Rahim, the most merciful. And He is Al-Hakim, the all-wise. So never let your pain be wasted. Turn it into purpose. Let it lead you to your best self. Let it be the reason you find your way back home to Allah. And when you do, you'll look back and say, that pain, it was a gift. That hardship, it was a mercy. That test, it brought me closer to the one who never leaves. May Allah allow our hardships to become the reason for our nearness to Him, and may He replace every pain with peace, every fear with faith, and every loss